Welcome back to the GloryHunter save. We kick-started our season with Malaga last time out. We've had a spell of indifferent results that have certainly been turned away from, with back-to-back victories against Sevilla and Valencia yesterday. We start today with a game against 9th placed Atletico Madrid that have the same win, draw, loss record as ourselves. We've won 5, we've lost 5, with just the one that ended scoreless against Barcelona for us. I'm not sure who Atleti drew against. It might even have been Barcelona, although I think actually Barcelona beat them in yesterday's episode. The top of the table is 8 points away, but will be hopefully significantly closer come the end of today's episode. We've 3 games in La Liga: Atleti, Valladolid and Levante, and then 2 sims in the Champions League, Steaua Bucharest and Liverpool. So all of which are winnable games, really. We beat Liverpool already once this season. We hope to do it again. We've beaten Atleti in the past, and we hope to do that again as well. Atleti are both very good and awkwardly bad. Andre and Nana, 85 rated in goal, really good. At the back, though, 75 rated David Alaba, 90 rated Nico Schlotterbeck, and free signing in the summer, 82 rated Manuel Akanji, are the only 3 centre-backs at the club. Alaba, in sharp decline, has pace in the 40s now, and in a 3-back, that's criminal, especially on the outside of a 3-back as well. Akanji's ageing, but still has decent pace, and Nico Schlotterbeck is just world-class still. Boubacar Kamara sat holding, and will certainly, you would imagine, have a lot of dropping and defending to do. Sigankov, Vitinha, Camavinga and Kulusevski is one of the best midfield fours we'll face this season, as Mukoko and Joao Felix when it comes to forward twos. Couple of changes for me. Joe Mendes in at right back and Bernabe into the midfield. Other than that, we are at full strength. Atleti are a wounded animal at the back. Sigankov will deliver this corner for Atleti in just the 8th minute here, away from home for them. Whoa. At La Rosaleda. Garrido's handling has to be astronomical. 86 boosted to 90. His ability to hold on to the ball is outrageous. So many opportunities to just parry the ball that he remarkably holds on to. Sometimes it feels like he's got glue on his gloves or something. Roberto's come short and he'll quickly play Elise in. Try and isolate David Alaba for that lack of pace. Oh, and if that had found its way through, Alaba had dropped and I think Sule would have been onside. In on goal on his left foot. Well in, Joe Mendes. Rate that. Earning that start at the minute. Brilliant ball. And, I hoped Alaba wouldn't deal with the change of direction. He actually did very well. And Elise looking to bend it around the keeper and the post for that Trivela effort was particularly ingeniously done, but couldn't find the far bottom corner. Keeps coming and gets the lovely ball over the top to Mukoko. Just completely left by defence behind. Really, really good ball. Sigankov with the throw. Finds Vitinha. It might have been that played that ball in the first place. Reguilon gets that under control well. And then beats the man. And earns a potential foul as well. Should he have lost it. Excellent work from Reguilon. Superb. He too deserving of the start. That wasn't a foul, was it not? Okay. Deserving of the start ahead of Ben Chilwell. Quite lucky to have not a massive squad, but those that do step up and come in are very, very capable. Sule inside and bending it. Lovely goal. Beautifully tucked away. Stoppage time at the end of the first half. 1-0. Well, for you, 1-0. It's our free kick in a very good position. Bulat has good free kicks. Bulat is probably going to be the man to take it then. Let's give it to him. On his right foot, Bulat over the wall and back down again, we hope. 2 and a bit bars of power. Over the wall, back down again. What a save. Unbelievable. Anana onto the top of the bar. Ridiculous stop. How he's got up to that, I'm not sure. Fantastic leap by the goalkeeper. That would have probably sealed it at 2-0 as well. I don't think Atleti would score twice. They certainly do have a goal in them, though. Need to play this about well, and we could isolate that back line. Bernabe drew Schlotterbeck in towards him. Not necessarily in for a challenge, but in towards him to ruin the space. Bernabe finds Bulat, who's denied again. by a good Onana save. 18 minutes to go. Bulat delivers the set piece. Up we go, please. Mendes! Wow, doesn't play very often at all at the minute, Joe Mendes. So good is Pantea, but that was a really good header. Roberto's just as good as well, and Onana again drawn into a save. Actually going to call the second player here. Try and spin with Chet, and then lift it. And miss everybody. Well, that went well, didn't it? Don't let Moukoko play that pass, otherwise we might get caught on the counter as well. Elise nicely through the gap. Bulat. Oh, I tried to lift that, and it just didn't make the run. Bulat could win that header, though. Check. Oh, trying to find a way through this Atleti backline for a second time, but they are standing firm. Nanasi's just got the fresh legs here. And Elise has moved away from the man. And from here, it was purely a formality. Michael Elise, Malaga 2, Atletico Madrid 0. We might well be into European spots after this one. Basically, the last kick of the game as well. Atletico Madrid have fought hard, fought well, and rallied late, as you've seen from these highlights, to nearly get the equalising goal they were after. But it's Michael Elise's first goal of the La Liga season after 12 games, which is a surprise. His first goal of the La Liga season to ensure that we get the victory. Could have had another one earlier in the game, to be fair, and was unlucky not to have gotten it. I think we might be up into a European spot with that. I certainly hope so. It's Champions League for us next, however, against Steaua Bucharest, which should absolutely be another game that we win. With 7 points from our first 3 games in the competition so far this season, we're in a good spot to this point. We've just got Steaua Bucharest to play now, which hopefully we will get victory from. Then it'll be Liverpool later, but a victory in this game would put us in a commanding position at the top of the Champions League group. We're disappointed actually to draw with Galatasaray yesterday, and I certainly hope that in the home game against them, I think, yeah, we were away in that game, weren't we? I certainly hope that in the home game against them we can get a much more solid result. Just try and see this one through. We've made changes, as you can see, from the left-hand side to try and freshen things up a bit. Chilwell's in because he's higher rated. Isak's in because he's higher rated. I say Chilwell's high rated. He is at the moment, but Sergio Reguilon has grown at 32 years of age from 83 to 84, which is fantastic to see. And hopefully, he'll be even better at left-back. But for the time being, both he and Chilwell have been good. But certainly Reguilon is better, despite the lower rating. 26 minutes in, it is still 0-0. 0-0 at half-time, and we haven't had a single bloody shot. It's been all Bucharest so far in this game. Not keen on that. Again, goes to show just how unpredictable the Sims are this year, unfortunately. They seem a little bit more unpredictable with Malaga this season than they did last year, when we were technically a worse team. We've taken the lead there through Kefren Turam, who doesn't score many, but has bagged one here. Oh, it's over the bar from him, though. He's got to be better than that. I mean, Elise seems like he's doing less this year, despite being a better player, which is weird. I don't know whether the whole squad kind of feels like that from players that were with us last year. I don't know whether it's because those players were more standout stars last year, whereas now we have a more well-rounded squad. Perhaps that's the case. And they're not necessarily shining as brightly amongst some lesser players. Liverpool smack Galatasaray by 4-0. Yeah, I'm not sure what the reason is for that, but players like Michael Elise haven't been as good. But he's probably been chipping in with assists, hasn't he? 2 goals, 2 assists, and that's kind of it for Michael Elise. His average rating of 7.13 in the Champions League and 7.04 in La Liga indicates he's having a very good season regardless. Sule, 2 goals and 2 assists as well. So maybe I'm just not getting much from my wide players at the minute. Obviously, Roberto, 8 goals in 12 games still, playing very, very well. How's Czech doing at Cam? 4 goals and 2 assists in 11 La Liga games. We're not prolific, are we, this year? We were at times last season, although we are getting goals from midfield as well, although only 1 apiece in each competition for Banabe and Kefren Turam. Guerra's doing well. 2 goals in the Champions League and an assist for Monaco for Ramiro Guerra, which is nice to see. Some growth throughout the squad as well. elsewhere. Tanganga's up 3, although obviously that's with a positional change, but he's up to 85 after the position change only moved him to 84. So that is more good news. We'll head now with that good news. Santoro leases for Portimonense, also selling Fiorini as well. There you go. Selling Fiorini as well. Both going to Portugal. Portimonense and Sporting, respectively. Up next for us should be a very straightforward game against Valladolid. If ever there was a game where we were going to stat pad a little bit for those that haven't been potentially putting up their numbers this season, then maybe Valladolid is that game. That said, they're in 15th and they're not that far behind us, actually. Only 6 points. I guess 6 points at this stage of the season is actual 7 points. At this stage of the season is actually a sizable enough gap. We're still 9 points off Getafe, who don't seem to want to stop at the minute at the top of the table. We've got them next month, I think. Getafe. No, we've played them already so far this season, haven't we? Yes, Girona we have next month, not Getafe. Valladolid and Levante to come before that sim against Liverpool. Let's go and get another set of 3 points then, shall we? So in what should be one of the more straightforward games this season, it's Valladolid away. Marian Ioani in goal. There's a lot of vowels there. Not sure how to pronounce that. Ivan Fresneda, Lloyd Kelly, David Torres and Felipe Vidal at the back. Eric Martel holding, who's their highest rated player at 83 with Ramon Marquez. Joint highest rated player Douglas Luiz there with Dennis Geiger and Mavadidi rounding out the midfield with Moise Sahi up top. Yes, recording on a different day, hence the change of clothes. I've got Banabe into the starting lineup and Caro at centre-back. But other than that, full strength for us for this one. Roberto will look for check. Roberto's going to go again, and he's breaking beyond the line here. Rides the challenge really nicely. The back heel very nearly finds its way through the gap to give us an early opportunity for a goal with check. Banabe, I needed to time that right, and I don't think I even timed it right, let alone aimed it right. Unfortunately, the ball doesn't make it through to Elise. We're getting close, though. Valladolid on the back foot in these opening stages, and Andres Caro might not see much first-team football at the moment, but every time he does play, you know you're going to get a performance from him, and it's his interceptions that are always seemingly the most standout area of his game as well. I think Roberto's offside there. He is. He'll bury it, but we'll need to try again, and next time be the right side of the defensive line. It's taken him a while to notice as well. Roberto out to Sule. Bulat with a man close to him, so had to get rid of that fairly sharpish. Valladolid quite quick in the tackle, caught us napping a little bit offensively, a little bit slow in the pass to get going here. 20 minutes in. Sule, his footwork will be exceptional as ever. Check, I see the run of Pantea. We squeeze it to him. Drop the shoulder, look for the ball inside. Bulat needs support. There it is from Roberto, and this time he will have his goal. Always Roberto. 1-0 Malaga. That's going to be poor from Valladolid. Man, that just caught someone else late. Might be in to score here. No, it's going to come to Czech. Oh, who on his weak foot has a terrible effort. That was there quite easily, you thought, just to be tucked home. His peripheral vision saw that defender flying at him and thought, I'm going to get crunched. Just snatched at the shot. And as a result, missed the target. Probably won't have a more straightforward opportunity to make it 2-0, I don't think, later in the game. This has been relatively comfortable so far. Valladolid doing minimal attacking, and their defensive play hasn't been spectacular either. And hello, Banabe! There's a second. He did get crunched as well, but he makes sure that the ball goes in the back of the net. 2-0 Malaga, 32 minutes in. This is going according to plan. And you can see the run that Elise is making. Their right back, Fresneda, barely paying attention. Checks on his own in the middle. Just got to get it under control and then find a clean strike. Does one, but not the other. Roberto is a little bit lagging behind in scenarios like that. He just doesn't quite keep up with play. It's not necessarily got a lack of pace. But did have a lack of a finish there. And oh, come on, Valladolid. Goalkeeper working overtime to try and keep us out here. This game only ends one way, doesn't it? Roberto's up for this header as well. And again, doesn't score. That'll be the game. That'll be 3 points from Malaga. A very straightforward 2-0 victory. It could have been significantly more if their goalkeeper hadn't been pulling out stop after stop. 8 shots for us, and certainly we could have scored 5 or 6 in that fixture. The run of wins continues. and we will hopefully continue to move up the table as well with it into 5th now. Only a single point behind Sociedad in 2nd. Still, the gap to the top is 9. Getafe don't seem to want to let up any steam at the minute. It's Levante next for us in a couple of weeks' time after an international break where, fingers crossed, we'll bag another set of 3 points. Elise's up another rating as well, which is superb, but he rather evidently now has peaked. But 85 is good enough for me. Kovacevic is up 2 on his loan spell at Spurs, which is good to see also. And there has been some growth throughout the squad elsewhere as well. Roberto now up to 83. I'm really enjoying this Malaga side. Now, I had a little bit of a wobble in a previous episode with a couple of defeats in Sims, but we will be fine in the long run. We end the play day with a Levante team that played just a straight, flat 4-4 Brexit 2. Pablo Cunhat in goal for them. Mercado Omabamidele is always a name that is hard to say quickly. Branthwaite, Rodriguez, Reinders, Redon, Musonda, Fernandez, Nian, and Carrizo. A couple of 80-plus players in there, so some danger. You can see that Mbete's in for this one and Alexander Isak as well, only purely for stamina. A couple of players lacking a little bit after the international break. But again, you'd like to think this one should be one of those that just is a run-of-the-mill, straightforward victory. Alexander Isak, he's dropping back as well. It must be a tactics thing rather than just a Roberto thing, because he drops quite deep as well. I swear I've not got my tactics set like that. Trying to get the ball around the corner to Matthias Sule and can't quite do it. Games played 13, goals conceded 11. Whether it's the best defensive record in the league, I'm not sure, but certainly one of. And they've conceded 28 so far this season, Levante. So they are really not having a fun time at the back. We've scored quite a few goals ourselves as well this season. And they're scoring some too. That's a hell of a finish. Top right-hand corner from the edge of the box. Near the bottom side, Levante lead near the top side, Malaga on our patch. Check in here to Elise, looking for Kefren Thuram. It's not quite going to reach him. If Reguilon can win that header, which he's done very well indeed, then we could still score a goal. Isak, bit of space, enough to get the shot away and try and find that bottom corner, but Cunhat makes a very comfortable save down low to his left-hand side. That's a decent delivery there as well, but they're just going to loft it away. Anywhere will do for them at the back at the moment, but they have a 1-0 lead to defend, so you can understand why they're just hacking it away to ensure that we don't get that equaliser. 3 points for Levante here would be absolutely massive for them, and Nian could try and replicate what he did earlier on. And if it weren't for Vitic's intervention with a very strong physical shoulder barge, they would have made it 2, perhaps. Not sure whether there was much of a foul in it, though. Musonda doesn't take it. It's Reinders. It's 2-0 Levante from the set piece that... not sure was a foul. The side that are in the relegation zone coming up with a potentially season-turning result here. I should have jumped with the wall and we'd have blocked it. Thuram, check. Space to get in behind, but it's not electric fast, Milan check. And you can tell that there because the defender's just closed him up. Isak needs to hold off the defender and then find the target. We've got our higher-rated striker on the pitch here. The, in theory, better striker on the pitch. And we are struggling to score a goal with him at the moment. It's all about getting in behind the lines here, in between that defence and midfield to try and cut them apart. And then because they have a lack of numbers, it does quite often present itself that with the formation that we play compared to the formation that they play, you have a man over. I know it's a fairly frustrating way to see continual moves built, but I need it to be effective. At the minute, I'm not bothered about scoring a variety of goals. I just need to get the ball in the back of the net in this second half. 4-4-2s and me playing against them just don't seem to work. That was a really bad pass from Alexander Isak. There's absolutely the opportunity to play that pass through that gap there, and he's really failed in trying to find the ball that I needed in that situation. Elise to Thuram quickly. Well, it just didn't even lock off Thuram there. I played the pass and Thuram was still in control as the ball came forward. Not getting much luck in this one, I have to be honest. Half an hour to go. Hopefully, our saviour, Roberto, can come off the bench and do something for me because Alexander Isak has not been the one here today. Charlie Musonda out to Fernandez. Back to Mercado. They score a third. Doesn't matter how good our Lord and Saviour is, he's not going to rescue us. Elise, Thuram. Elise have asked to go again, and will. Thuram, here we go, waiting for the man to change his run. Elise trying to get the ball back here though, and Issa from here should bury and does. Typical that I've now just taken him off, but we're back within one of them. I need an Arsenal against Bournemouth-esque comeback here, if possible, please. I would absolutely love it if we can. Bula getting forward. Matthias Soule's the man in some space here. Soule, it's 2-2. It might be Arsenal-esque levels of comeback, and hopefully we can get it done before the 97th bloody minute. It's 2-2 with 16 to go. Levante, for all of their hard work, don't track a run there, and it's cost them. We are level. 2 goals in 6 minutes. I need another. And I might get it. Elise. Back to Kefren Thuram. Check. Bulat. Soule. It's opened up for Roberto, who's offside. God damn it. Nicely intercepted by Reguilon. Quickly out to Soule there. Roberto's on the run. Pantea's here on the overlap as well. I'll get this into Milan check. Roberto needs to keep himself onside here. It's a lovely ball. Soule. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Levante 2, Malaga 3. Oh, lovely run by Thuram. I could have tried to shoot with him. I just wasn't quite sure. I didn't have the faith in his ability to take that with his back to goal, turn and get a shot away before the defender stepped in. So I had to use Roberto. Did use Roberto, and he's tucked it home. He is our Lord and Saviour. It's 3-2 now. 10 goals in 14 games for Roberto this season. Isak, Soule, Roberto. Job done. Garrido with the ball out wide to Pantea. We could even make it 4. Barcelona just go... just being pegged back actually to 3-3 against Bilbao. Delivered in. Roberto's there again. Wow! I thought he was going to go with his head. He's let it come down for the volley. Thought if he doesn't go for it with his head, the defender's going to intercept it. Surely. No, she doesn't get there. It's 4-2. Whether that's deserved, I'm not sure. The number 5 has to get to that first to be faced. Leaning in with his head there. It's really not great defending at all. And Roberto just lets it come across in between the two of them and smacks it home. Roberto. Charlie Musonda. That's a great ball in. And Fernandez here. Oh, and Bete. Brilliant. As good as Roberto is at the other end, that's as good as a goal going the other way. Superb. Milanchek just keeps it in his stride. Roberto's arriving here. We can try and get him a hat-trick. It's not quite going to work. Maybe I should have gone across the far side to Matthias Soule, who was free. Well, when we went 2-0 down with half an hour to go, you didn't see that result coming, did you? I'll be honest, neither did I, but we'll absolutely take it. Oof. Real Madrid and Barcelona both dropping points as well. It turns out it's even more of an important comeback. We're top of the Champions League group, of course. We've Liverpool to simulate now just to finish the episode. Oh, dearie me. What is the state in the group, actually? Can I quick sim this? To be fair, with 2 games to go, we're already through. I don't even need to do anything other than a quick sim. We don't need to interactive sim it. We can just quick sim it. I'll try and keep the morale up as well to give us a good chance of getting the result, regardless of whether we're quick simming or interactive simming. I haven't much luck with interactive sims of late, have we? Although, to be fair, we did get a result in the Champions League against Steaua Bucharest earlier, and we got one against... in fact, they were both against Steaua Bucharest, weren't they? Over the course of the past couple of episodes. Have a quick double check. Just to remind myself, yes, a 1-0 there and a 3-2 there. So we were 3-0 up, weren't we? And then they kind of came back into it a little bit. Gave us a little bit of a scare. Liverpool probably will give us a bit of a scare here as well. They do have a very capable side, but we beat them by 2-1 at their end, and they've beaten us by 3-1 at ours. Not to worry. We're already through in the Champions League. Someone came up with a very good comment, actually, or very good idea in the comment section in yesterday's episode, saying, with regards to the Champions League, knockouts, it's a good idea to sim the first leg and then play the second. That makes sense to me, unless, of course, the first leg is so straightforwardly won that we don't need to play the second, in which case obviously we'll sim both, but might be nice to try and do the treble here at Malaga this season. Bilbao, Girona, Celta Vigo and Mallorca in the way with those 4 La Liga games tomorrow, one of which will be simmed along with the game against Galatasaray as well. And with Getafe now having dropped some points, the gap is only 7. Real Madrid in second, Barcelona still not even in the top half, down in 11th, but the gap is closing, and again we anticipate Getafe falling off, which means we're only 4 points behind Real Madrid, and I imagine they will be our title rivals this season. Okay, corner turned in the last episode, and we are well and truly accelerating away from it in this one. This is game on for the title. It's game over above me. Liverpool just gone 3-0 up against Manchester United. That one's done and dusted now, isn't it? Unless there is a comeback of Malaga proportions. Unlikely at this stage. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more. I'll see you next time.